Hello Linux fans, Rob here, and today we're going to take a look at the Samsung Galaxy A50, and I want to talk about what I believe is the 2019 mid-range phone of the year. I'm sure there are others that compete well against this, but for me right now, for the money, and in the US, you can purchase this through a carrier for around $350. And I think if you go on to Amazon, look at the international version, I believe that's somewhere between $260 and $280, depending on the configuration. So it's a very attractive price point, and I will talk about all the good things you get for that amount of money. But first of all, I'll just go through a couple of the negatives. We'll do this in reverse. So the first negative for me is the fingerprint sensor. It's built into the screen and it's hit and miss. Now, of course, on the video, it's going to make a liar out of me and it's going to work every time. But believe me, it's not always accurate and it's not the quickest in the world. But you see there, it works okay. I do wish it was here on the back, which brings me to another point. Another downside to this phone is the shiny glossy plastic on the back is a huge fingerprint magnet, and if you're someone that goes bare, unprotected on your phone, you're just going to have to deal with the fact that it's going to have fingerprints all over it. Now there is kind of this flashy color, and I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up. That's kind of cool and different, but that is a negative there. So the fingerprint sensor, the fingerprint magnet, and then the other thing is, while it's loud, the single speaker is a bit tinny. I didn't expect a lot of bass. And then at this price point, I did not expect a dual speaker stereo setup. But those are really the only negatives that I've experienced with this phone. So what do you get for the money? Well, you get a 6.4-inch screen that is absolutely gorgeous in Samsung fashion. It's an OLED screen. It's got bright, punchy colors, deep enough blacks, and there is adjustment. So if you're someone who prefers the blue hue or the yellow hue, you can adjust that through the standard settings within Samsung. You also get a 25 megapixel triple shooter that does a terrific job at live focus shots and a very good job at dark or nighttime shots. It is not going to compete against your Samsung Galaxy S10 or your Galaxy Note 10 or your Pixel 3. However, if you took a look at the photos, daytime photos, live focus photos, and let's say rolled back 2.5, 3 years ago, people would be oohing and aahing over the quality of these photos. So for the money, for the settings that you get, for the capability and the triple camera setup, and let's just talk about that a minute. I'll go ahead and scroll down here. You're getting a 25 megapixel with a 1.7 aperture wide view. And then you have an 8 megapixel at 2.2 with an ultra wide view. And then a 5 megapixel with a depth sensor. So that combination gives you some good options, again, like the live focus, some widescreen shots and things like that. Now the video is 1080p. It's perfectly good. It's 30 frames per second. And again, I'm going to go back to the price point. For the money, it's great at video and photos. On the selfie side, you get a 25 megapixel upfront shooter with HDR feature and video at 1080p. Now here's a couple of other things that I really like. First of all, there is an audio jack. Many phones, the trend today, for whatever reason, is to go without an audio jack and use Bluetooth stereo headsets or whatever. This is also USB-C. I didn't expect anything less. If a phone were to come out today and not be USB-C, I would be surprised. Shame on them. You got your typical rocker setup here for power and volume on the right-hand side. And then up top, or excuse me, over to the side, there is a slot for micro SD. So you've got expandability there. Now I am using Nova Launcher. So what you're seeing here on the screen is not your standard Samsung fare. But I do want to say that the UI and the Samsung version of an Android launcher has gotten much better, much more streamlined. And everything I've done on this phone has been fast and fluid, to the point where to compare it to the S9 Plus, I really can't see a difference in just everyday use as far as interacting with the phone is concerned. Call quality is very good. I've called to several people and just kind of, short interview. Hey, how's the quality? Is it loud enough? Am I coming through clear? And everyone's happy on both sides there. And if you use your phone as a phone, call quality is important. Signal strength. So signal strength has been exceptional. I've been in the mountains. I've been all over for the past 3 days, and the call quality, signal strength, and everything's been good. The Wi-Fi strength and everything seems to be very good as well. Everything connects quickly. Now I want to talk in the software side of things about what I have discovered here and did not have in the Galaxy S9 Plus, Bixby routines. So I don't use Samsung's Bixby for AI uses or anything like that. I do, however, enjoy this feature, and routines allows you to set things up. So for example, driving, if I connect driving, so that will turn the Wi-Fi off, turn the Bluetooth on, adjust the brightness all the way up, and all of that with the click of a button. If I turn that off, then the Bluetooth turns off, the Wi-Fi comes back on, and the screen goes back to its normal setting. Wi-Fi only. So if I hit Wi-Fi only, it's going to turn off my mobile data. It's going to turn off Bluetooth, turn Wi-Fi on if it's not already on, and just work off of Wi-Fi. So these routines are very flexible. I love the quick one-click action. And so if that's something that, those kinds of things appeal to you, you'll have this out of the box with the A50. All right, so just going to go through here. Is there anything else I need to throw out? Battery life, I talked about the 4,000 milliamp battery. Right now, I think in the US, you can only get this in blue and black as far as that's concerned. I've got a cover for it, so really the color was of no concern. Okay, I will point out here for the camera, you do have the little chin sticking out, and maybe you didn't notice that. So with Nova Launcher, it doesn't show up, but you can see it there. We'll talk about the bezels. I actually don't mind the bezel size here. In fact, I prefer that over the wraparound screen, because there are times when, if you got fat fingers like me, that you accidentally hit something. So having some bezel there is not a big deal to me. Overall, it's very light, it's very thin. It's just, to me, the phone to beat, mid-range phone to beat for 2019. So that's my take, and I haven't used every phone out there, and if you've got a favorite for a mid-ranger, please post in your comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will check you later.